Hi everyone, welcome to the Kirsty Way Yoga. My name is Kirsty and welcome to your yoga session today, which is all around balancing. So balancing can be a very love-hate relationship, and our balance changes every single day. It's very dependent on how hydrated we are, maybe what we've eaten, how well we've slept, how stressed we are. So I encourage you to look at your practice with a sense of curiosity and playfulness rather than getting too attached to the shapes that we're making, okay? So for this practice, I recommend that you have a block or something that you can use as a block. And we're going to be starting with some breath work. So we're going to be seated. So if you want to prop your hips up on something like a cushion or a block, then please feel free to do so. It can just make it a little bit easier to stay upright when we elevate the hips. So let's get started in a seated position and lengthen through the spine. Drop the shoulders away and feel free to close the eyes here and just let the palms rest on the knees. I invite you to let the belly be soft, the heart space be soft. As we begin to find a place of peace within ourselves, and it might be that you've come to this practice in the morning, or maybe a bit later on in the day. Maybe there's already been some chaos that's happened. Maybe there's kids or work or friendships, whatever it may be. All of these external things that go on around us that constantly threaten to disturb our peace and our balance. So taking this time out for yourself is such a powerful and important way to restore that balance and to remind ourselves that within us there is always this place of peace, this undisturbed place of quietness, of light, of equanimity. So just beginning to breathe into the spaces in the body that you may feel need it today. Maybe the chest or the heart feels a little bit tight or closed. Maybe we're feeling some tension in the jaw or the hips. So before we start our physical practice of balance, we find our balance mentally. And we'll also find our balance through accessing the breath. So we'll begin with some coherent breath. And we're going to breathe in for 5 and then just breathe out for 5. So just breathing in for 5 and out for 5. So taking a big deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. And we'll breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice work. Coming back to your natural breath. And then our second pranayama, we'll be practicing nadi shodhana, which is alternate nostril breath. So just placing the left hand on the knee, and then the first finger and the middle finger of the right hand comes to rest on our third eye between our eyebrows. And we'll be using the thumb and the ring finger of the right hand to block the right nostril with the thumb and the left nostril with the ring finger. So once again, just taking a cleansing breath in, breathing out through the nose. Blocking the right nostril with the thumb, we'll breathe in left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block the left, breathe out right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through the right nostril, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block right, breathe out through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5. In left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out right, 2, 3, 4, 5. In right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out left, 2, 3, 4, 5. In left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out right, 2, 3, 4, 5. In right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dropping the hands, keeping the eyes closed, and just taking a few breaths through both of the nostrils, just maybe seeing how they've cleared out, or maybe some space has been made. And with our alternate nostril breath, we balance the energies between the right and the left, the Ida and the Pingala, the masculine and the feminine, the sun and the moon. And most of the time, most of us will have one side that is slightly more open and one side that's more restricted. And this can tell us a lot about where we are today, maybe more in our feminine or more in our masculine. Again, just observe with curiosity. And let's take a final breath in here. And a breath out through the mouth. Blinking the eyes open. We're going to come to standing. So just move any props out of the way. And have your block at the top right corner of the mat, I think. We're going to come to standing. So your choice how you come to standing. You might just want to get up by using the hands, or you might want to take a few rocks up and down the spine, giving that spine a little bit of sensory stimulation here, and then finding the feet and bringing ourselves all the way up. Nice work. Standing with our feet hips width apart, standing tall through the spine, wrapping the shoulders back and palms face the front. Closing the eyes here if that feels safe, spreading the toes and finding our firm foundations. So imagine that we have roots grounding us from the soles of the feet down into the earth. And then just starting to challenge that center of balance slightly by moving side to side. And again, the eyes can either be open or closed. And then starting to move forwards and backwards, so onto the heels and then onto the toes. Maybe the heels even pick up or the toes pick up. Just small movements here. And then can we find some circles? So we are almost as if we're drawing a circle with the crown of the head. And taking that circle the opposite direction. It's okay if you fall or stumble a little bit here. Nice work. And then finding our way back to center and find that place that makes sense to you in the center. So we've just challenged that center of balance by taking some small movements, and now we can really find our way back to where is fully in alignment for us. So we want the shoulders stacked over the hips over the knees over the ankles, and the crown of the head pulling towards the sky. Palms face forward, and we're in our mountain posture. So just truly embodying the qualities of a mountain. And with mountains, they always stand strong and tall, no matter what the weather, the elements, the chaos that goes on around them. The mountain never changes. So just embody that here, embody your strength. And there's a part of you inside that never changes, that is always at peace. That is always stable. And then softly blinking the eyes open. Feet are hips width apart. As we take our inhale, we'll reach the fingertips to the sky. And as we exhale, hinging from the hips, take your swan dive down. We're moving into our sun salutation A here. Taking an inhale to our flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Drop the knees here. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, spread the fingers out nice and wide. As we inhale, we'll come into our cow. And as we exhale, we'll come into our cat. One more time, inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Coming back to our neutral spine. Taking the right hand forward, so the bicep hugs the ears and the left leg points back. Nice neutral spine here as we inhale to lengthen. Exhale to connect the elbow to the knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to connect. Beautiful. Move with your breath. Breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Next breath in, we'll hold on this lengthen. And we can either stay here or we can bend the left knee and take the outside of the ankle, no, the inside of the ankle with the right hand, opening through that right shoulder, opening through the heart space as we take our gaze up towards the sky. So finding our balance here by keeping our gaze steady, by pressing through the left hand and finding that hasta bandha, the connection with the hand on the mat. One more breath. Next inhale, reach it back. And exhale, place the left knee on the floor. The right fingertip sweep towards the ceiling, take a breath in. And breath out, we'll thread the needle, taking the right hand underneath and coming down onto the right ear. Now we can either stay here or we can find some balance, wrapping the left arm around the back onto the right hip, opening through the left shoulder. Option to extend this left leg back, either keeping the toes on the floor or lifting that left leg up. And final option, we can bend the left knee and take hold of the left foot with the left hand, reaching it up. There has been many face plants, well, not even face plants, maybe back plants in my classes with this. You just kind of hear a series of thuds as everyone goes down. And that's okay. If that happens, that's okay. Staying for 3, 2, 1. Release. Coming back to place the left hand on the floor. Reach the right arm all the way up. Big inhale. Exhale, place that right hand back down. Bring the knees back slightly as we lower down onto the belly and the chest. And then take either Sphinx on the forearms or pressing into a low cobra, pressing the shoulder blades together as if we're trying to hold a pen between the shoulder blades. Exhale, release down to the ground and downward facing dog. So pedal out the down dog here and just find your way into a place that feels right for you today. And that might be finding some stillness, it might be finding some movement. Lifting those hips up towards the sky. The heart back towards the knees, firm in the quadriceps. And just try and let the head go here, so no tension on the neck. Good, start to walk the feet in towards the hands. As we take an inhale to gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Press through the feet, rise through the spine. Take an inhale to reach. And an exhale to bring the thumbs down between the eyebrows, the lips, the throat, and down into the heart, pulling that energy down to the heart space and letting it ground you. Breath in as we reach. And breath out as we forward fold. Breath in to flat back. And breath out, bend the knees, step back to plank. Drop the knees into our tabletop. Take an inhale, arch the spine into our cow. And an exhale to round into our cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades apart into our cat. Neutral spine. This time the left arm reaches forward, the right leg reaches back. Create that length on the inhale, and on the exhale, tap the elbow to the knee. Breath in to reach, and breath out to connect. Like moving through honey, breath in to reach, breath out to connect. Breath in, and breath out. Last breath in, we'll reach it out and either stay in here or taking hold of that inner ankle, pressing out through the right shoulder. I have completely lost what this posture's called. I'm going to say striking tiger maybe. And taking our final breath here. Good. Placing the left hand back out, the right leg stretches back out. That was a funny cue. We're lengthening back out again. And then the right knee meets the floor as the left fingertips sweep towards the ceiling. Big inhale. And exhale as we thread under. Bring the left ear towards the ground. And we can choose to wrap that right hand behind onto the left hip, opening through the right shoulder. Steady breath here, steady mind. Option to extend this right leg back. Maybe the toes stay on the floor for some extra stability. Or maybe we pick this right leg up. And then that final option, we bend the knee, take hold of the foot, lift the knee towards the sky. In our balanced thread the needle. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place that right knee back to the floor, right hand, and lift the left fingertips to the sky. Exhale to come back to tabletop, step back to plank. Either drop the knees or come through our full chaturanga. Taking an inhale to our back bend of choice, maybe upward dog as the thighs lift off the floor. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Breathe in here, maybe in stillness, maybe you still feel like you need some movement. Finding this sense of grounding through our down dog. So pressing down through the heels, spreading the fingers, creating that connection with the hands on the mat. And then when we're ready, either step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to our flat back. Exhale to our forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart. Good. Now I'm going to invite you to keep the eyes closed for these next two sun salutations. And just invite a sense of trust into your practice. Of course, you don't have to. You can open the eyes and stay with the eyes open. But just see what happens when we challenge ourselves and we change our gaze from the external to the internal. So taking a breath in, reach fingertips up towards the sky. Keeping the eyes closed, exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale to our flat back. Exhale to step back to our plank. We're not going to drop the knees into tabletop this time, but you can drop them for chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend of choice. Exhale to your downward facing dog. One breath here through the nose. And big breath out through the mouth. Either step or hop to the front of the mat. A little bit tricky with the eyes closed. Inhale to our flat back. Exhale to your forward fold. Ground through the feet, rise through the spine. Take a big breath in. And we're coming straight back down. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in to our flat back. And breath out, either step or hop to your chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to your downward facing dog. And can you almost invite the gaze to be into the heart space here? So rather than, well, actually, in classes, a lot of the time, I see people's eyes darting around for so much of the class. And this is a sign or a symbol of a dysregulated nervous system sometimes. It can suggest that we're in fight or flight, that we're always looking for this sort of escape, or we're always looking what other people are doing, checking if we're safe. So sometimes actually closing the eyes and bringing the gaze inward can really help to make us to feel safe. Of course, we've always got to have that base level anyway. So for some people, closing the eyes just doesn't feel safe, and that's okay. That's why it's always optional. But it can help with that response of always looking around and always checking the time and checking if what we're doing is right. It can help us to really feel into our postures and our shapes rather than overthinking them or coming from them from a cognitive space. Last breath in. Breath out through the mouth. Last time, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Breathe in as we rise. And breathe out, hands come to the heart. Flicking the eyes open. Good. The feet are hips width apart. We're stood at the top of our mat. As we inhale, reach up through the fingertips and breathe out as we come into our flowing chair with the option to come onto the tiptoes. Breath in, heels plant, lifting up. Breath out, flowing chair, flowing balancing chair. Last breath in to reach. And breath out, balancing chair. Good, hold in here. So in this first flow, we're going to go through this quite slowly as it's our sequence of standing, balancing postures. And then we'll go through it a little bit quicker. Good. Okay, taking a breath in, plant the heels. Breath out to forward fold. Breath in to our flat back. And breath out, we'll just step back to our downward facing dog this time. Breath in, the right leg lifts towards the sky. And breath out, we'll bring the knee towards the nose, step the right foot in between the hands and rise to our crescent lunge. Good, so just taking a few breaths here, pulling the ribs in. Reaching the fingertips towards the sky. And then bringing the hands towards the heart. We're going to firm through this right quadricep, spread through the right toes as we come into our our aeroplane first. So reach back through that left leg, spin the toes down towards the floor to close the hip. Bring the hands back, the fingertips back. And then option to come into our warrior three by reaching the arms forward, the biceps hug the ears. On our next inhale, the left knee is going to come towards the chest. And on our exhale, we're going to take this inside of the left foot with the left hand and come into our dancer. Reaching forward with the right hand, heart lifts as we kick the left foot into the hand. Keeping the hips square. Steady breath, steady mind. Breath in, knee to chest, hands to heart. Breath out, taking hold of either the left shin, or if you have the space in the hamstring, the two-piece fingers come on the big toe as we take that left leg and extend it out. Breathe in here. Maybe we're wobbling about, that's okay. Next breath in, the left leg extends out to the left. Again, we don't have to have the leg completely straight. We can have it a little bit bent. Drop into the heart space as we find that stillness. Back to center. Release that left foot as we come into standing pigeon. Take the outside of the left ankle onto the right thigh. And maybe we start to sink into this right knee. Maybe the elbows make contact with the shin. Next breath in, left knee to the chest. And breath out, standing splits. Lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bring the knee towards, or the nose towards the knee. As we square the hips down, maybe the right hand reaches behind the right leg. Be playful, be curious here. We're not attaching to our shapes. And then half moon, this may be where we would like our block. As we bring the right hand onto the block just in front of the right little toes, and we lift the left fingertips up towards the sky, opening through the left hip. Now, if you want to challenge yourself here, You might take the gaze up towards the ceiling, and you might even choose to hover this right hand. We can either stay here or take candy cane by taking the left foot with the left hand, pointing that left knee up towards the sky. We're almost there, I promise. Release that left foot and we'll land softly in Warrior Two. Ah, you made it. So that is our standing sequence. Finding some grounding in Warrior Two. And then cartwheeling the hands to frame the front foot. We'll take our vinyasa. So we're really looking at focusing on transitions here. So it's not just about the actual shape, the actual posture, it's how we move between them. So left leg reaches up towards the sky this time. Left knee to nose. And stepping into our crescent lunge. Sweeping fingertips towards the sky. And even this is a little bit of a balance sometimes. So just notice what comes up for you when we wobble, when we fall. Notice what emotions come up. If there's any discomfort or thoughts of, I can't do it, I'm hopeless, I just want to turn it off. And notice your ability to sit with that, to sit with those uncomfortable feelings and to carry on anyway. Hands come towards the heart as we step onto this left foot, bringing ourselves into aeroplane. Okay, really being mindful of these transitions now. As the right knee comes in towards the chest. And then the right hand comes on the inside of the right foot into our dancer. Squaring the hips, presenting the heart. Right knee to chest. Finding some silence here, some stillness. Hooking the peace fingers around the right big toes or taking hold of the shin as we extend the right leg forward. Maybe the left arm reaches diagonally up. And then the right leg comes out towards the right, opening through that right hip. Coming back to center. Bringing the knee towards the chest. Into our standing pigeon. Maybe the elbows make contact with the shins. Knee to chest. Standing splits. Lift that right leg up towards the sky. Half moon. Find that transition. Maybe we use the block, maybe not. Maybe we hover. For some reason, it's always so much easier on this side for me to hover than the other. And then option to candy cane. Taking hold of the back foot, opening through the hip. See, even I'm falling out here. Good. Playfulness and curiosity. That's all we're asking for. Warrior Two. Nice work. Cartwheeling the hands forward, taking your vinyasa to clean the slate. Breath into your back bend and breath out to your downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. Nice work, okay. We're gonna go a little bit faster here. So right leg lifts towards the sky, inhale. Exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale to our aeroplane. Inhale to warrior three, reach the hands forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, take the left hand to the inside of the left foot, dancer. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, standing pigeon. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale to maybe float and hover that right hand. Inhale to candy cane, catch the back foot. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale here, inhale your strength. Exhale, windmill the arms, take your vinyasa. Inhale to your back bend of choice. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the heart. Aeroplane. Send the fingertips back. Inhale to warrior three. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale to dancer. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale to standing pigeon. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to half moon. Inhale to hover. Exhale to candy cane. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands, step back. Vinyasa. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Breath in through the nose. And breath out through the mouth. One more like that. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Good, find some stability here. Option to take a child's pose. And we're going to do that one more time. Really finding our breath to movement here. Right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to aeroplane. Exhale to warrior three. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, standing pigeon. Oh no, dancer. Good, stay with me. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, standing pigeon. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, standing splits, left leg lifts. Inhale to half moon. Exhale to hover that right hand. Inhale to candy cane. Exhale to warrior two. Let's take one breath in here. And breath out, windmill the arms. Step back to plank. Vinyasa. Breath in to your back bend and breath out to your down dog. Okay, let's get it right this time. Left leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, step it through. Breath in to crescent lunge. Breath out, hands to heart. Breath in to aeroplane. Breath out to warrior three. Breath in, right knee to chest. And breath out to dancer. Breath in, knee to chest. Breath out to standing pigeon. Breath in, knee to chest. Breath out, standing splits. Breath in to half moon. Breath out to hover. Breath in to candy cane. Breath out to warrior two. Breathe in your strength of the warrior. And breathe out to windmill. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Exhale to your downward facing dog. And then either step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Take an inhale into your chair. And exhale to float the chair, coming onto the tiptoes, lift the heels. Breath in to rise. And breath out, bring the hands towards the heart. Spread through the left toes as we find Vrksasana or tree pose with the right. Opening up through the hips. Bringing the hands to the heart. And then choosing here whether you want to close the eyes for a few breaths. Maybe the hands want to reach towards the sky. As we find our roots, we find our stability. And we respond to any falls, any wobbles with a sense of equanimity, of this inner knowing that our peace cannot be disturbed. Last breath. Exhale, hands to the heart. Straight into the left side, spread through the right toes. We need to find these firm foundations before we even attempt to find our balance. And finding our Vrksasana, our tree pose on this left side. Maybe the eyes close, maybe one side is slightly easier than the other. And use your breath. Take the gaze inwards towards the heart space. When we start overthinking, that's when we tend to fall. So we really want to bring our practice from a more cognitive space into a more heart-led, embodied space. Grow tall for our last couple of breaths. Even when we're still dynamic. Maybe our legs are wobbling. And exhale, hands towards the heart. Just give it a little bit of a shake. And then coming all the way down into a toe squat. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. And maybe in our toe squat, we keep the fingertips on the floor to give us that sense of stability. Or maybe we take them at the heart. Or maybe we even reach the palms towards the sky. Nice work, finding our way into our Navasana, half boat. And then bringing our way down onto our back. And just windmilling the knees from side to side. And just really feeling the earth support you here. Always finding that balance between our effort and our ease. And now is the time for ease. And next time the knees fall towards the left, just keep them there in our supine twist, plugging the right shoulder down and gazing over the right shoulder. Letting the breath be full, spreading through the collarbones. Finding that nourishment for the spine. Taking it back to center on our inhale. Exhale, the knees fall towards the right. Gazing towards the left. And remembering that how we respond to our challenges on the mat can then be taken to how we respond to our challenges off the mat. Bring yourself back to center. Squeeze in the knees in towards the chest as the forehead comes towards the knees, and just giving yourself this huge squeeze. Wrapping your arms around yourself and saying thank you for showing up to your practice today, for carving this space out to access your place of peace, of balance, of harmony. And then just letting that go and taking a couple of moments or longer to integrate the effects of our practice. The palms face towards the sky, the feet flop open. And again, just acknowledge this feeling of the ground beneath you supporting you. This sense of ease amongst the effort. And maybe even a little bit of letting go, of release. As we rest in our Savasana. And if you want to take a little bit longer in your Savasana, please feel free. And if not, then start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Rubbing the hands together. And just placing the hands and this warmth, this heat on a part of yourself that you feel may need it today. So that might be the temples, it might be the heart space or the throat. What needs your care? What needs your attention today? And when we're ready, starting to roll into our seated position. Keeping the eyes closed, bringing the hands towards the heart and then the thumbs between the eyebrows to acknowledge the power of our thoughts and our mind. The thumbs to the throat to acknowledge the power of our words and our voice and our truth. and the thumbs to the heart space to acknowledge the power of the love that is inside of us and all around us. Taking a big breath in through the nose and a big breath out through the mouth. My deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for practicing. Namaste.